Going live, and we're live on YouTube from the offices of TaylorMade for third grade. You can't see this at home, folks, but this is our first live studio audience. I'm live on YouTube right now, and I've got some very special guests, my MTSS kids. But they're going to follow along. They're going to plug in some of the words while I read to you. Penguin chic. Penguin chick, but fancy people say penguin chic. And I'm pretty fancy, so Penguin Chic by Betty Tatham. And our genre, ladies, what's our genre this week? Expository. True story, true facts about real life, real people, or real places. There are no real people in this story because it's about penguins. Page 147. A fierce wind howls. It whips snow across the ice. Here, a female emperor penguin has just laid an egg. It is the only egg she will lay this year. Ding! Most birds build nests for their eggs, but on the ice in Antarctica, there are no twigs or leaves. Ladies, does that sound like a test question?
Mm-hmm.
It does. Why don't penguins build nests in Antarctica?
They have no twigs or leaves.
There is nothing to build a nest with. $1 million prize for the lady up front. The new penguin father uses his beak to scoop the egg onto his webbed feet. He tucks it under his feather-covered skin into a special place called a brood patch. The egg will be as snug and warm there as if it were in a sleeping bag. Hey, who sleeps in a sleeping bag on the space shuttle? Oh, Ellen Ochoa. That was last week's story, sorry. That won't be a test question. One of the penguin parents must stay with the egg to keep it warm. But when penguins lay their eggs, there is no food for them to eat. The penguin father is bigger and fatter than the mother. Well, I hope they don't say that to the father penguin's face. He can live longer without food. So the father penguin stays with the egg while the mother travels to the sea to find food. What's the mother looking for when she travels to the sea? And who stays with the baby?
Yeah.
The two parents sing together before the mother penguin leaves. What do the two parents sing? Probably a Backstreet Boys song. Along with many other penguins, the mother penguin leaves the rookery where she laid the egg. The mother walks or slides on her belly. This is called tobogganing. She uses her flippers and webbed feet to push herself forward over ice and...
No.
Ding! Oh, we've got a visitor crashing the live party. Hello, sir. Because it's winter in Antarctica, water near the shore is frozen for many miles. After 3 days, the mother penguin comes to the end of the ice. Ooh, how many days does it take the mother penguin to come to the end of the ice? Smells like a test question to me. Will you hit the bell, young lady? Right here. Test question. How many days does it take the mother penguin to reach the end of the ice? They got that right. She dives into the water to hunt for fish, squid, and tiny shrimp-like creatures called krill. I'm just taking some notes while I do this. Taking some notes, signing some autographs. That's what I do. Ding! Page 152. Back at the rookery, the penguin fathers form a group called a... Good job. They stand close together for warmth. Each one keeps his own egg warm. For 2 months, the penguin father always keeps his egg on his feet. When he walks, he shuffles his feet so the egg doesn't roll away. He sleeps standing up. He has no food to eat, but the fat on his body keeps him alive. How does the penguin father sleep? Oh, thank you. Test question. As you can tell, I'm writing it down. The father penguin sleeps standing up. I I would think so. Ding. This is how I sleep, sitting up. Just kidding. Oh, those hairless cats. Jabari. Page 155. Finally, he feels the chick move inside the egg. The chick pecks and pecks and pecks. In about 3 days, the egg cracks open. The chick is wet, but soon his soft feathers, called dry and become fluffy and gray. So what are down? Feathers. The father still keeps the chick warm in the brood patch. Sometimes the chick pokes his head out. But while he's so little, he must stay covered, and he must stay on his father's feet. Otherwise, the cold would kill him. The father talks to the chick in his trumpet voice. The chick answers with a whistle. The father's trumpet call echoes, echoes, echoes across the ice. The penguin mother is on her way back to the rookery, but she can't hear him. She's still too far away. If the mother doesn't come back soon with food, the chick will die. This would be a very dark story if that happened. 2 days pass before the mother can hear the father penguin's call. At last, the mother arrives at the rookery. She cuddles close to her chick and trumpets to him. He whistles back. With her beak, she brushes his soft gray down. The mother swallowed many fish before she left the ocean. She brings some of this food back up from her stomach and feeds her chick. She has enough food to keep him fed for weeks. He stays on her feet and snuggles into her brood patch. Ding. The father is very hungry, so he travels to open water. There he dives to hunt for food. Weeks later, the father returns with more food for the chick. Each day, the parents preen or brush the chick's downy coat with their beaks. This keeps the down fluffy and keeps the chick. My studio audience is great at following along. Ding. As the chick gets bigger, he and the other chicks no longer need to stay on their parents' feet. Instead, they stay together to keep warm. This group of chicks is called a creche, or a nursery. I don't know if I'm saying that word right. The chick now spends most of his time here, but he still rushes to his mother and father to be fed when either one comes back from the ocean. Sometimes the chick and the other young penguins dig their beaks in the ice to help them walk up a slippery hill. They toboggan down fast on their fluffy bellies. The chick grows and grows. After 5 months, he has grown into a junior penguin. He is old enough to travel to the ocean. But, folks, he's still not old enough to vote because he's only 5 months old. Also, because he's a penguin and penguins don't vote. Sorry. Next page, 163. Now he has a waterproof coat of feathers instead of fluffy down. He can swim in the icy cold ocean because his feathers keep him dry and warm. Ding. The young penguin spends most of his time in the water. He swims, flapping his flippers as if he were flying underwater. He uses his webbed feet to steer wherever he wants to go. He catches a fish with his beak and swallows it head first. Now, the young penguin can catch his own food and take care of himself. In about 5 years, he'll find a mate. Then he'll take care of his own egg until the chick can hatch. And then he would have his own penguin cheek. That was my very serious voice. So if I no longer teach, I could just become a serious voice for science TV shows. I don't know. Anyway, yes. My friend here in the studio audience wanted me to flash my background. This is a little book, My Mommy Burnt the Cookies. Heard of it? Look it up and Google it. Anyway, our story test, along with our spelling test, Thursday this week. Make sure you I took notes. Make sure you know what's up for that test. Ladies, thank you for joining me. Anything you want to shout out to the folks at home?
Peace out.
Someone's trying to peek in.